Headlines. Residents describe New York City's only LGBTQ shelter as a nightmare. Named after LGBTQ or a transgender icon, Marsha P. Johnson, Marsha House is the only shelter in New York City Department of Homeless Services system dedicated to LGBTQ plus community, which experienced disproportionately high number rates of homelessness. The shelter has been plagued by lawsuits for everything from alleged denied residents with service animals, which is against federal law, to security guards harassing residents and on dating apps. Andrew Rinehults, a bisexual man from Baltimore who lives at Marsha House, from January 20th to April 2021, recalled both security and staff being indifferent and violence among the residents. Rinehults said once heard one resident get his jaw broken, a clenching, spine-tingling sound. He begged through the shelter workers for help. Residents have also said they observed widespread substance abuse among the shelter residents, including meth, heroin, cocaine, and type of synthetic marijuana called K2.
Oh,
Awful.
This is horrible.
Yeah, it's
horrible. And they dare to have Marsha P. Johnson
on the name,
on the name of the shelter.
Yes.
You know, a hero in our community. It's a disgrace.
I mean, here's the thing. So it shows that just doing one thing isn't enough, that we've got to do it well, right? So the Department of Homeless Services gave our community a dedicated shelter, but clearly didn't do well enough to resources, to staff it, to monitor it, to give us the services that we deserve. And thank goodness that it's coming to light now, and I'd like to see what New York City is going to do about it.
Yeah, I mean, one other thing is too, is this, as much as in the nonprofit sector, we have so many different options and resources, but it just shows that even within our community, and look at this building named after Marsha P. Johnson, and obviously there's, I have a lot of, some reservations, I should say, with some nonprofits in our community, and there's a good example up in New York City, how this is disgraceful.
So this hit home to me, as I'm sure it did each and every one of us as trans people, but I work in social services, and the biggest problem that my clients have is homelessness. So I actually went in a deep dive and I read this entire article. The article was actually not attacking Marsha P. Johnson House, it was attacking their security officers. And the good news, the only saving grace for this article is that they could switch security companies. But they have to do better. When your tenants are complaining, switch companies, fire your employees. You must do better. There was there was an example of when they went to the police department, but she chickened out before doing the report. However, the other girl that talked to a lawyer had a lot of screen grabs of the security officers in the courtyard patrolling and saying, come outside, come outside, come outside. So there was a lot of proof that this was happening. Thankfully, it wasn't by a Marsha employee.
I mean, this also just underscores why, you know, contracted employees, not just direct employees of organizations or the city, need to be screened and have good policies for our community.
Well, exactly, because I'm sure like some of the employees saw what was going on and maybe they turned their head. But yeah, I mean, even though they may be contracted, it still is representing the establishment.
Two steps forward, one step.
Yeah.
It's also why we need unions.
That's another, that's another thought.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBT